Hi, everyone. I'm here with Julia Simons. Hi, Julia.
Hi, Bonnie.
How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm so good. I would love for you to kick us off and just tell us a little bit more about who you are and what you do.
Sure. Well, my name's Julia Simons. I am a surface pattern designer based out of Seattle, Washington. And my surface design journey kind of started officially a couple years ago, but now I'm, running my own little surface design business. It is kind of a side hustle, but it's really expanding and has become a really wonderful part of my life.
I love that. Tell me about the moment you discovered surface pattern design.
Yeah, so there have been kind of little pockets in my life that have kind of come full circle now, and
Yeah.
it started when I was a little kid. I used to do sewing and quilting, and my favorite part was picking out the fabric. 100% browsing all the designs. That was my favorite,
Mm,
and that kind of continued throughout my childhood. And I eventually went to school for apparel design and production. So
mm,
that was also a very creative time in my life where it was all design based. I learned pattern making, like flat pattern making for
yeah.
apparel, draping, product development. After I graduated college, I ended up kind of going a more technical route.
Mhm.
I landed in product development, which kind of comes after the design work is already done.
Yeah.
So, not so much creation, but making sure that the creations look how they're supposed to look before they're produced. I've been doing that for about 7 years now. And as I kind of mentioned before, there wasn't really anything creative about it.
Mm,
So I needed to find something to kind of fuel that creativity in myself. And I
mm.
ended up kind of coming back to surface design. There's so much more to this that I want to know and I want to learn. And it just so happened that, the immersion course popped up, and that kind of really started my journey into what surface pattern design was and
Mhm.
how to have a business around it.
So I love how much experience you had coming into the course. I
Mhm.
would say, 50 to 60% of new students have no experience. And so
Mhm.
we always get this question, well, what if I'm brand new? But also, well, what if I have some experience? So
Mhm.
what made you know that you needed the course to dive deeper with your current skill set? And then
Mhm.
what would you say to others who are already proficient and have an understanding of, maybe Adobe Illustrator and what we're doing?
Mhm. Yeah, so I've been working in Illustrator for about 10 years. And what I found was that I learned it 10 years ago, and then I kind of just stumbled
Mhm.
continuously as they were doing updates. And so I
Yeah.
kind of had this really good base knowledge that I would just kind of I wasn't updating myself as much
Mm.
as the program was updating.
Yes.
So I knew that there were so many other ways to do things that were better for workflow. I'm sure there were new features and functions. And even having worked in it for so long, I was like, there's something missing. There's got to be more to this. And seeing what other artists could create in it, I was like, yeah, I need to up my game. Even
Mm.
though I felt very comfortable in the program, that part was not hard. It was not a shocking experience seeing the program. It was comfortable, but I was like, there's got to be more to it.
Mm. So tell me what has come true for you in the last few years. Tell me more about what you've been able to do.
Yeah. So, and I never really expected this of myself because I really did go in being like, all right, this is going to get my Illustrator game up, and it really introduced me to the business side of
Mm.
the entrepreneurship of service
Mm.
design and the abilities possibilities there. I don't like making like cold calls, and you know, I know you've talked about this. I get really nervous talking on the phone. I'm like, oh, my heart's going to beat so fast. But I made myself do it. I was like, I'm going to use my 10 seconds of courage every day. And much of that was reaching out to companies, because I was like, I've created this artwork and I want it to be somewhere. I want
Mm,
it to be somewhere else besides just my computer. I love seeing things come to life. I think it's such a magical part of creating artwork. Uh,
mm,
so that's what I've been focusing on, kind of big picture. If we're scaling it down a little bit, it's creating, I've been able to create my own website, which was such an interesting puzzle to put together. I
right.
never knew that, so much goes into these websites, even just a small little page, you can make super intentional.
Mhm.
And that in itself is a beautiful piece of design work. It's creating that.
Yeah.
So creating my own website, uh, creating my own product to fill that website. It's
Mhm.
really interesting the way that this whole process has gone. Is one step happens and then you see the opportunities that it creates.
Mm.
So then you get to follow those opportunities. And it's really exciting to see it all kind of fan out. And from where I started in the course, which everything was on my computer. And now I have all these little stacks of product and stickers. And, I've been featured in a magazine. I have magazines, and I'm like, there's so much stuff surrounding me, physical things that I put
Mm.
my heart into. Um,
Do you have any within reach?
I do. I have.
Tell
Well, I'll
me.
tell you, I was.
Oh
This was
my
like my
goodness.
first piece of art that got put,
Yes.
that someone else liked and said we're going to put it in a
I
magazine.
love it.
And so
Yes.
that was really flattering. And it's little things like that that keep going. Um,
Mm.
I've expanded my spoonflower shop, which I'm planning to grow a little bit more. But I have all my little swatches, and just seeing them all come together, it just
Oh
seems
my
like a
goodness.
little piece of me in a
They're
stack of
so beautiful, Julia.
that. Thanks. I think so too, and that's what I want other people to
Mhm.
think too.
More about what it's so we talk about different types of surface designers, and
Mm,
one of them is a hobbyist, one of them is like full-time professional, and one of them is the side hustler. And I love that you are doing this in addition, like in a complementary way to a day job too. So
mhm,
can you talk to us a
yeah,
little bit about what it has looked like to bring this into your creative entrepreneurship
yeah,
alongside your regular job?
I would love to. So yeah, I do have, it's a 9 to 5 job. I work Monday through Friday, and it's very interesting because they are separate, but they are very parallel, because it is partly a design-based job.
Yeah.
So I can see them feeding off each other. The more experience I get in one, I can take and I can learn to implement in the other. Um, and it is tough a little bit, because there are times where you're like, oh, I want to work on that other thing, you know. But it makes the time that you do work on it so special to what it is, having them
Mm,
separate.
mm,
The side hustle, I get to do what I want. I get to make the decisions. I get to create however I like. And you
mm,
don't always get that working for a company. Very exciting to have your own thing on the side. And that, for me, helps with the time at my day job. Is I'm like, you know what? I'll always have my passion on the side that I can do what I want.
I love that. So, Julia, tell me, how did the community affect your experience?
Yeah, I think the community has been maybe the biggest surprise,
Mm,
because I wasn't quite expecting it to be so full of encouragement.
mm,
There are so many. Okay, what I love most about it is that there are people who are at your level. There's
mhm,
always going to be someone there at your level who will understand. there's also always going to be someone ahead of you who's been through it, and
Yeah.
they're able to encourage you or provide insight.
Yeah. Isn't that incredible?
Yeah.
And then there's always people that are behind you that you can pour into as well. I think
Yeah.
that's what makes it so special, that there
Mhm.
is a heart of just pouring into each other.
Yeah. And as you kind of go along your own journey, you're able to be in all those stages and help those who are coming in and look forward to seeing the people who, are in the community at your stage growing along with you or going down different
Yeah.
paths, because there's so
Mhm.
much opportunity, and I think that's really exciting to see everyone grow together.
Mhm. Tell me what you would say to your own self when you were discovering this and considering it, or someone who is in your same position. Maybe they do have an immense amount of experience already, or they're just
Mhm.
interested in checking it out.
I would say invest in yourself. It's such a it shouldn't feel like a guilty pleasure, although it be a little bit, um, because I think that is the first step to really paving a positive, a positive path for yourself. Is you've just taken that step to believe that you can do it. And for me, that was difficult, joining the course, because I didn't feel like I had much, really good design experience, like sketching and drawing. And I was
Yeah.
like, well, maybe I shouldn't, because I don't have that background. I don't feel like confident in that area. But the moment I signed up for the course, I was like, well, you're going to do it now. So, and that clearly showed myself that I was like, you're ready. You can do it.
That's so powerful. That's so good. Julia, tell us what's on the horizon for you. What are you excited about? What's happening for you this year?
I think lots of things. But the big thing is, I'm going to have a couple fabric collections out this year, which is incredible.
That's
um, and
amazing.
so I think
Congratulations.
that's going to be a big thing. Just getting to share those, and um, to see what people do with them, once they're out.
It's so fun. Oh my goodness. Congratulations.
Thank you so
When are
much.
you expecting them to hit the market?
So, my first is probably going to hit the market in the next couple months. It's a holiday collection. The next two are coming out for wholesale in February and May. So
Wow,
it'll be an exciting first half of the year, and then we'll
that's
see where the
amazing.
next part of the year takes
I
me.
can't wait to see them.
Thanks. I need
Tell
it.
everyone where they can find you online.
Yeah, so you can find me at my website, seektospring.com, on Instagram at seektospring. And if you want to check out one of my, you can probably go to the fabric company, pbsfabrics.com, and you'll find me under their designer tab. So that's where you can start getting some of the little sneak peeks.
That's amazing, Julia. I'm going to look right now.
Great.
I'm so happy to talk to you today. Thank you for sharing with us. Can't wait to see where you go this year.
Bonnie, it's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.